Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Amanda and I want to start off by first saying thank you so much for being here, because I know that I took a little bit of time away from posting every day, and when you come back onto the platform and you start videoing in again and you see that everyone is still here supporting the channel, it's such a lovely humbling feeling to know that everyone is still here. Because on this journey, when we are creating content and when everyone is still supporting the channel, it obviously means a great deal to any YouTuber, because obviously the channel wouldn't exist without you. So thank you so much for being here. So with that being said, I want to start off with talking about deciding how things are going to go for you when you are manifesting. Decision is the number one component, along with consistency, as a lovely subscriber mentioned, to talk about when we are manifesting. So when we are manifesting, there's a lot of talk about self-concept, and I know that I talk about it a lot because for me on my journey, it's the number one important thing for consistency and for the ability to maintain and sustain what it is that we desire to create in our world. But when it actually comes to manifesting whatever it is that we want, self-concept is not really a requirement. It's great for the foundation of everything, obviously, because who we are actually does attract. However, when it comes to manifesting particular results, I'm sure you've even known in your own reality that you manifested things from a place where your self-concept was not even all that great. But what I want to say is, when we are manifesting, the conviction of a decision to manifest what it is that we want is the most important thing. And the consistency with this decision obviously is the most important thing as well too. So when I say that we decide what it is that we want to create, it does not mean that we're not going to have days where we are spiraling or having human emotions along the way. This is actually normal, and your consistency is the actual thing that keeps you going in your decision. So when we decide something, it's almost like a goal. Anything that we are manifesting is like a goal. So when we write it down in the piece of paper, we are clear on this goal. Everything that is coming along the way, no matter what it is, even if it is something that seems impossible, all that means is that we actually just redefine the goal. So if we're manifesting maybe a relationship, money, house, anything that we are desiring to materialize in our world, the goal is to get to that obviously destination. The decision to know that it is already ours is enough when manifesting, because the consistency in this decision will keep us going no matter how we spiral in thoughts or however we are feeling. However, with that being said, also, I do want to say that the self-regulation is the success for me, obviously, in anything that we are doing, because if we have a great grounded self-regulated system, it becomes a lot easier. It's so much easier to make the decision and to stick to the decision, because we are developing this way of being within our nervous system along with our mind that is cultivating itself in a strong belief within ourselves. It does not mean that we're not going to have days where we doubt the process. It does not mean that we're not going to have days where we fall down, but it just means that when we have this continued consistent belief within ourselves, it keeps us going. It's almost like the faith, the faith in how we keep going. It's not a hope thing, it's a knowing thing. And deciding how things are going to go is, from my own experience as well, to the ultimate way. So I know that, I don't know if anyone else experiences this, but a lot of the time I don't believe my affirmations. So affirmations that I write down for things that I am creating, I write them down to remind me to keep my thoughts in that area. But my decision to continue to do that is actually the ultimate way of how I continue to manifest. So for me, a lot of the time when I am progressing on this journey, I make a decision about something. It does not mean that I don't have days where I doubt it. Of course, I'm human. However, because I have the affirmations are our tool for reminding ourselves. Also, we're changing our belief system as well too. And because we have the affirmations here, that is what keeps us on track with our consistency and with the decision to be in full conviction that, no, this is happening. Okay, I had a moment, but it's okay. I get back up, continue with my affirmations, and it continues to process, and then it continues to manifest in your world. So I know that I have done this for things that I have manifested, even things that I may have spiraled on. I would just make a decision, look, it's going to go this way no matter what. The affirmations that I have, maybe I need to reword them a little bit and continue to say them in a way that is, you can say them in a way that is believable to you, but it doesn't mean that you have to believe them. For me, on my journey, it takes me a while to actually get into the belief of believing them, and things can manifest before you even believe it. The decision for me is the ultimate way that things actually manifest, because when you are deciding, it's like you are telling the universe that this is actually what you want and you're getting it no matter what. Even if you have days where you doubt it, where you waver, you still are getting this because you have decided that that is how it's going to go for you. And for me anyway, this is how we continue to consistently manifest what it is that we want, because we get up every day and we do the consistency because we make that decision. So when we're manifesting, we know that it comes down to decision, but we also know that it isn't solely about our self-concept or about believing in what it is that we are saying. When we look at our life and maybe we look at circumstances that are undesirable, I'm sure a lot of the time we would have had doubts that we may not have believed in the doubt, but then maybe we created a circumstance because our thoughts do create. However, we don't have to believe in everything that we are saying. So I wanted to start off a video with that, to know that it's all about the decision. It's all about the decision to continue with your consistency as well too. I had an experience there where I actually went to the dentist there recently. And I don't know if anyone has watched any of my older videos, but I have mentioned before that my dentist told me that I literally had the worst gums for anyone my age. And he said that anyone who would come in who doesn't brush their teeth probably have better gums. That's how bad it was. Now, this was a few years ago, and since then I have developed a routine where I decided to go for a treatment. I went for a treatment a few years ago, and then after that, then I decided to continue to go with my dentist appointments. I also decided to change my mindset around what he was saying, and I decided to see it in a positive way. I used then the dental floss as a kind of a placebo to tell me that my gums were in perfect health. So we can use placebos as well too, and what this does for me anyway, it just keeps me on track if I don't actually say an affirmation. But it keeps the mindset on the positivity. And when I went there last week, actually it was, he told me that my gums are so improved. There was hardly any bleeding. He never even mentioned about treatment or anything like that, because the last time I went, he was saying that I need to keep in touch with the treatment, but he just seemed to be pretty happy with everything, the way that it went. And for me, I know that obviously it's the mindset, but what he said to me was the routine is shown. So you see how a routine actually is the way for how we actually create the desirable result. But we also have to have the decision to consistently stay on this routine, no matter what is showing up. So I could have easily said to myself, okay, so my dentist said this, and I am going to continue to say that, believe what he said, because he's a dentist, obviously he knows better. I'm going to start worrying about my gums. I'm going to start, doing all these negative self-sabotaging things. I could have done all that because I was getting the word that they were the worst. They were just not in great shape. But I decided to go the other way, and I consistently stuck with that decision to have affirmations that told me that my gums were in perfect health. I still say that affirmation, and I'm going to continue to say it whether I believe it or not. I do the routine with I said to myself that the dental floss teeth, brushing your teeth, whatever, is a routine. Even though I was doing that before, I still decided to say, this is how I am, because we can do this with our placebos. I say that this is how I am getting the good results. So because I decided to go on that route, instead of falling into victimhood, saying, oh my God, that my gums are never going to get healthy, I have received positive results with my dentist telling me that everything is improving and doing great. And this is the way it goes for when we're manifesting as well too. Manifesting is not something that we have to learn. All we have to do is understand that once we decide something and we really want it with our true heart and our that heart desire, I heard Denzel Washington say, is God actually telling you that you already have it. So just thank God in advance. And how you do that is actually deciding that this is yours and you're going to consistently keep going until you get the result that you desire. So I'm going to leave that video there because I know I kind of rambled on a little bit, but if you have any questions, you can comment down below. Thank you again for being here. I'm so grateful, and I will chat to you soon.